Well, you can wait a little bit. The service is actually short today because when it's a holiday, you don't do the whole Kabbalah Shabbat, so
we can wait a little while.
We can wait and see if anyone else comes. That's one today, right?
Yes.
They were up. I saw Cubs won.
How the Cubs? What's their?
They're 3-3.
Okay.
They've been competitive mostly. I hope they stay competitive this year. I mean, I hope in July they're not selling it.
Well, the Mets didn't do them any favors by getting swept by the Brewers.
No, they did not.
Sorry,
they did not. I mean, the Brewers are. I mean, what's the name? There are two pitchers, Brandon Woodruff and Corbin Burns.
Yeah.
And that's pretty. They're pretty killer 1-2.
Well, they can hit, so if they get any sort of pitching, they're going to be tough.
Yeah, no, the Brewers are a tough
Because
team.
remember, the Central's not a very strong.
No, it's not. The Cardinals have not been good. The Cardinals lost their first. I think they're 2-5 or
I think
something.
the Pirates are doing well.
What's that?
I thought the Pirates were doing well. I mean, it's only been a week.
I mean, it's only been a week. Yeah,
So,
it's only been a
but,
week. The Pirates, like, their payroll is like,
nothing.
it's like nothing. I mean, it's like.
Their payroll is like Scherzer and Verlander.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it.
yeah, true.
Legit, yeah.
Yeah, legit, that's true.
Each one of
What's the
those
deal
guys
with
is a big
Verlander? How long is he out?
He could be back in a week.
Oh, no, not that.
They said like if it was the playoffs or something, he'd be pitching,
Uh-huh.
but it's like it doesn't make sense. Like Ben missed 2 or 3 starts now, then
Yeah, that makes
losing
sense.
later in the year. So, and they lost a catcher.
Marcus Stroman still hasn't given up a run. Pitched again well today.
The Mets lost one of their catchers,
One of their catchers?
so they brought up the kid Alvarez.
Oh, he's one of the top prospects, right? He's one of
So
the
they brought him up because the guy they just signed, Navarez,
no.
he tweaked his calf, so they thought, nothing. He went for imaging, 6 weeks.
Omar Narvaez. Yeah.
So
I remember him over the. They signed him over the winter, right? Yeah.
You know what? These guys, and I don't know, maybe because I'm older and I understand this a little bit, they work their muscles too much, and they don't do enough stretching and mobility work. Yeah, because think about it, like they pull their oblique. Like obviously you got to swing a bat, so you got to have a good core. But if your core is so tight, right? If you got a 6-pack and you're constantly twisting, you're going to pull something.
Yeah.
Like you gotta work on flexibility, not just strength. Like you want to be strong, but your muscles have to have flexibility and mobility to kind of move around.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
that's part of why these guys get hurt. You know, I mean, when you get hit by a pitch, that's a whole different story.
I mean, so much of baseball is like rotational stuff. It's
Yes. Yeah.
It's like on both sides of the ball. It's like it's a
Right,
lot
when
of
you're
like.
pitching, throwing, hitting. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
There's service tomorrow, right?
Yeah, me.
Oh, with the Schwartz.
Oh, hey, Mike.
That's one.
It's been a little while.
Love doubling the volume.
It's great. Yeah, you doubled the volume. That's right. We're kind of schmoozing. It's a short service tonight because
So we're stalling for more people.
because when it's Kabbalah Shabbat on the holiday, a lot of people don't. It's like a short. Like you don't do the whole Kabbalah Shabbat. So it's kind of short.
I know in the past, like if Shabbat evening fell on like the first or second night, we didn't even have a service because the premise was everyone would be having a Seder.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But whenever there's like a Shabbat Chol HaMoed, the Kabbalah Shabbat is like shortened.
And then if we don't have a minion,
If we don't have a minion, it gets very
really
short.
skinny.
So we're waiting 1 or 2 more minutes. How are you guys? How are your Seders?
well, we went out to Long Island, which
Yeah,
took us
well.
like 2 hours
Oh yeah.
for a 45-minute drive. So
That's
I went
was
from-
the road closed or something? Was
No.
something? Was it
Everyone was going.
Everyone's
going.
going for
Everyone's
Seder.
going.
too many Jews on the
Too many
road.
Jews.
And the weather wasn't great.
Who's on Long Island?
Misty.
My sister.
Nice. That's cool. But were you late? Would you
Everybody
ever
was-
everyone
everybody
was
was
really late.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody was either coming from the city or Westchester.
Oh
so-
yeah. So you started late. Well, that's
That's her.
That's
It was
all right.
nice though.
That's great.
How about you?
Yeah, it was nice. First night we had my parents-in-law are in town, so you know the kids' grandparents. It was nice. We had friends. We hosted both. We had friends the first night, so we had sort of a really nice with other kids, and it was kind of fun. And the second night it was just us. It was local.
Yeah. So you got a little bit of both.
A little second night's always a little bit more low key.
It's always a night of deja vu.
It's like, I'm like, yeah. I could live with one Seder myself, but okay, we do too. 'Cause
So where does Melissa's parents live?
North Carolina.
Oh, I think
That's
we
where
talked
she's
about that.
They
So
still
are
live
they
down
up
there.
for the whole week? Or-
They are up for, I think they're going back Tuesday. So they're going back, but yeah, for most of it. Yeah, so it's nice.
They stay with you?
They do stay with us, yeah. There's a lot of space in the house.
Shabbos, good
Hey,
Shabbos,
good
Shabbos.
Shabbos. All right. Well, now maybe we should start. As I said, it's a short service.
That's
But
right.
there's no Kabbalah Shabbat, so we've been schmoozing.
Schmoozing is good.
Yeah.
Well, like catching up about how was your Seder, how was your Seder, how was your
Exactly,
Seder.
that's right. How was your
My wife
Seder?
made the most incredible
Right,
biscuits.
so I was
Oh,
saying,
really?
about numerous Seders and the
Yeah,
classic
she's made it
example,
once or
you can
twice
please
before.
some of the people some of the time.
I mean, she uses,
Yeah. Yeah, do you lead? Do you lead? You guys lead?
I lead, yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Well, I would say it's a group effort, but I am nominally the leader.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it needs a captain. I mean, it needs someone who's.
Right.
There's someone
Officially.
famous who
Officially
looks
in
just
charge.
like you, Michael. Do you know who it is?
Robert Redford?
Robert
What
Redford,
Haddad do you
that's
guys
who it
use?
was. No, he's someone a lot younger.
Yeah. The first night we had friends with other kids over, so it's kind of a more zany fun. Second night was just us.
It was so very important, but no one ever told me you looked like.
Second night was very low
Like
key.
just.
Which was just a bit.
How did this sit?
I could live with one Seder. I really could, but
Well, so he's plenty.
It's just, it's like,
Crazy.
trying to.
Yeah, first
Yeah,
night,
now we have more kids.
I have a new plan, because we've
In my-
been doing it
I
in
made
the
the
living room and then
years
to
ago.
the.
we did that. We did
And
that.
it was so crazy what we did,
Oh,
like
yeah.
last night, we did it at the table with the two kids, and then they were just playing Legos
Why
next
don't we
to us,
stay over?
and it was
It's a little better,
Like,
yeah.
it was just different.
We put a tent in the living room. We dressed up.
Oh, that's
Yeah, the whole yeah,
This
it's
is
like
like, this is actually for Thanksgiving.
That's super
Right.
fun.
So.
it was fun. It's fun with the kids. It's like
So we went, we stayed over, woke up Thursday morning, we were there,
Alright.
there's 8 inches of snow.
Wow, that was
Wait,
lovely.
wait,
They're not warming up.
So maybe like next time you just go out.
No, we almost haven't been yet.
She's even hungry.
Well, Barfu is in 1 minute. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Bingo! It's Barco Bingo, here's BJC.
All right. Good Shabbos, everyone. Chag Sameach. When during Shabbat Chol HaMoed, Kabbalat Shabbat is truncated. It begins actually on page 23 with Shalom for Shabbat, but I thought we'd begin with the Nigun, which is pretty easy. It was like this. Hey, ay, 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 Page 23 or 59. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Magadlu Masechaya Me'olam Kum Akshivo Dechaya Magadlu Masechaya Me'olam Kum Akshivo Dechaya Tzadik Adamar Yivrach Kerez Balabanon Yizgeshet Ulim Bebeit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvon Veseva Deshenim Berananim Yehiho Lehayir Giyashar Adonai Zuri Velo Avlatabo Adonai Malach Geyud Lavesh Lavesh Adonai Os Hitazar Afti Kunteva Baltimore Migolod Mayim Ravim Adirim Mishpereyam Migolod Mayim Ravim Adirim Hadir b'marom, hay hay hay. Hadir b'marom, hay hay hay. Hadir b'marom, Adonai. Hadir b'marom, hay hay hay. Hadir b'marom, hay hay hay. Hadir b'marom. ועדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נא בקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. This week we observe the Yartzeiton of Donald Cecil, father of Alex Cecil, Emmanuel Saunders, grandfather of Barbara Saunders Adams, Ethel Haft, mother of David Haft, Robert Brest, father of Lisa Newbart, Naomi Levin Brown, sister-in-law of Morris Stamfer, Adolph DeJoya, father of Andrea Rothberg, Pauline Plosky, mother of David Plosky, Nellie Glansberg, grandmother of Marisa Owen Machane, Irving Prager, father of Mark Prager, Robert Bowen, father-in-law of Judy Champagnier, Mildred Malick, mother of Dan Malick, and Nathan Cabot, who is memorialized on our board. May their memories and the memories of all those whom we recall be blessings. Mourner's Kaddish is on page 24 or 62. Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'le'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei de Kudsha, Brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shalama rabbamin shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Good Shabbos, everyone. Chag Sameach. I'm going to share very briefly a pretty wonderful and I think very interesting teaching from Rabbi Elazar, which appears in the Gemara in Masechet Psachim, and he says, Amar Rabbi Elazar, Shnei Dvarim, Einam birshuto shel adam v'asana katuv ke'ilu birshuto. There are two things that a person doesn't own, and yet the Torah treats it as if he owns them. Number one is bor bereshut harabim, a hole in the public thoroughfare, and the second is chametz b'Pesach. So the first one is, I think, somewhat easy to understand. If a hole in the public thoroughfare is dangerous, and even if you don't own it, the assumption is that you have some amount of responsibility to ensure that people don't get injured because you pay taxes or because just your ownership or your sphere of responsibility extends beyond actually your fence. It really does. It extends beyond your fence. Chametz on Pesach, I think, is a little bit more surprising, but I think also makes sense in many ways thematically with the holiday. And I think it does in some ways by playing against some of how we experience Pesach, which is that it tends to, I think, focus us inward. It focuses on very, very specific things. It focuses on us on cleaning our house, and it focuses on this very sort of intense, I think, inward and specifically Jewish experience. I think it does, and I think, and at the same time, I think there are aspects of Pesach which are about sort of focusing us in order to broaden our scope, and I think this is one of them. Or this idea that it's not just our chametz that we bear some responsibility for, but it's sort of chametz out there in the world. And one way this comes up in, I think, a very profound and important way in the Haggadah is. The line that we sing, or I sing at the beginning, Kol dichvin yeteh v'yechol. Everyone who's hungry, come and eat. Kol ditzrich yeteh v'yifsach. Everyone who needs to come and participate in the Paschal, in eating the Paschal lamb. That's what that originally means. The second refers to people in the community. Right? You can't eat from the Paschal lamb if you're not a member of the community. That's a boundary. Kol dichvin yeteh v'yechol actually dafka does not. That means everyone who's hungry, come and eat. And I had a teacher in rabbinical school, one of my first Gemara teachers, who shared with me that his grandfather, when would lead the Seder, he had the practice of going out before the Seder, truly, and finding someone hungry on the street and bringing them in, and they would share the Seder, which is a remarkable practice. It's a practice that, of course, there were dangers then too. It's a practice that in the present moment, seems hard for me to imagine doing, but it's one that was done in the not so distant past, right here in Brooklyn. I mean, we're not in Brooklyn right now, but this was done in Brooklyn, and I think that this teaching from Rabbi Elazar, that right, there's two things that we don't own, but it's like we own them. It's Bor B'Shut or Abim, it's something that's dangerous, and it's Chametz B'Pesach, and there's something about the focused attention that we give on Pesach that's ideally supposed to widen out onto broader horizons, and God willing, we can live some of that over the next several days and weeks and months and our whole lives. We'll continue with Mariv, which is on page 28. Umavir yom umevi laila umavir ben yom uven laila Adonai tzavot shemo el chai v'kayam tamidim lo chaleinu leolam va'ed baruch atah Adonai amari v'arabim avadolam ben Yisrael Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'hem negei yomam v'layla ve'vatechal tasir mimenu leolamim baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad v'ahavta Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinanta ham levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך והים שמות תשמע לשם חיותיהם Adonai Elohechem Emed, page 70 or 32. Umalchuto v'ratzon kiblu aleim Moshe Miriam v'nei Yisrael echanu shira b'simcha raba ve'amiru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh norati lo tosef ele מלכותך ראובנך בוקר לפני משה זלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל אשכיבנו אדוני ויגיע שמנו מצביע מלכנו ושמור צאתנו בואנו לחיים ולשלום אתה ביד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם איי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם איי איי כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שיגדל ויקדש שמי רבה ועמד יברק ירודה וימליך מלכותי בחייכון יומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה יברך וישתבח ויפרע וירם וינשא וידבר וידלה וידלה שמי תקודשה בריחו לילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו amen. Page 35b or 76. Remember to include the sections for Pesach. מוריד הטל וחוקר חיים בחסד. השם ברוך יעלה ויבוא חג המצות הזה זוכר Shalom Rabbi Hey, page 47 or 89. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, האל עליון, קונה שמיים וארץ, מגן אבות בדברו, מחיה מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו. המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, גיבם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעון הברכות אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומבורך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, רצה במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, סבנו מטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. יקרא ויקרא שמי רבה, ועמד יברא גדרתי וימליך מלכותי, וחי כל ממכון בחי לכל בישראל, והגלה בזמן קריב אמרו, אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמי. יברך וישתבח ויתברך וישמע ונעשה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי דקודשה ברוך הלל מכל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמם בעלמא ואמרו אמן תקבל צדקנו ואדון דכל ישראל קדם ושמעיה ואמרו אמן ישלום ונשמעיה וחיים עלינו לכל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום ואמרו מבוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. Kiddush is on page 49. Anyone make Kiddush? Welcome back to
Regular or the
It's the regular. Yes, it's the regular Kiddush. Yeah.
Unleaded.
Unleaded. Unleaded. Yeah, that's funny. Who said that?
You have to be of a certain
Who said
age.
that's
You have to
funny?
be of a certain
Yeah, I get to know. He's still unleaded gas.
It's all on there. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei pri hagam.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushanu b'tzotav b'rata v'hanu v'shabbat kadsho b'yahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'ma'aseh bereshit
Kiru yom tequila v'mikra'e kodesh zecher nesiat Mitzrayim Tivanu v'atata B'yotayu kidashta Mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodsheka B'yahava u'ratzon hinkaltan Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. Shekawach. We turn to page 55 for the counting of the Omer. Last night was one day of the Omer. So we can read together in Hebrew and then in English. Hineni muchan umzuman lekayem mitzvat aseh shel sfirat haomer. כמו שכתוב בתורה, וספרתם לכם ממחרת השבת מיום הביאכם את עומר התנופה שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה עד ממחרת השבת השביעי תספרו 50 יום. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer as it was stated in the Torah. You shall count from the eve of the second day of Pesach when an Omer of grain is to be brought as an offering 7 complete weeks. The day after the 7th week of your counting will make 50 days. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Kishanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Al Sfirat HaOmer Hayom Shnei Yamim LaOmer. That is 2 days of the Omer. Aleinu is on page 51. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol atem. Yoser breshit shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot velo samanu kivishmechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem vigoraleinu kechol amonav v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shin Shema V'Yashavet. Kakatu b'tor tech Adonai Yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom ha'u yeh Adonai echad u'shemo Kaddish is page 52 or 101. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayichon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael v'agalau v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnasei Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei de Kudsha, Berichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'imrumav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Yashikoch tamar for Kiddush. Mark, it's wonderful to have you back in the north. It's my pleasure to invite up Steve, our president, to make the announcements.
Good Shabbos, everybody. Okay, this week's Kiddush sponsored by David Half in honor of the art side of his mother. The Israel speaker series will continue this Sunday, April 9th, 11 a.m. here at the PJC in person, 11 a.m. Sunday. Next PJC midnight run is April 15th. They need volunteers, people to bag meals, donations of clothing, there's a list, toiletries, and cash.
Yes, we could still use like another car coming in. We also need people to make bag meals if you want to.
And drop them off here?
And, here or at my house or, we can talk.
Okay.
Discuss amongst yourselves. Next Soup Kitchen's Thursday, April 20th, and beginning to plan for going to Israel. Contact
Yes.
Adam Gerber.
We tried to do it last year. We're trying to do it this year. But it'll be next summer.
Oh, so it's not for this year, it's for the 2024.
Yes, but we are gonna do it. There's few committed families already, so please let me know if you're interested in that. Adam Gerber's spearheading that again. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimtza ve'enei tel metziuto echad ve'en yachid ke'yechudo ne'lam v'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf ve'ein o guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra rishon ve'en reshit L'reishito hino adon olam v'chol nozar yorei gedulato malchuto shefa nevuato netano el anshe segulato v'tifarto lo kam b'Yisrael k'Moshe od mavi u'mavi et emunato Torat et Natan le'amo el al yad nevi'onem an beito lo yachalifahel velo yamir dato leolamim lezulato tofev yodea setarenu mabid lesof davar kadmato gomel ish chesed kemifalo noten lerasha ragirishato yishlach leketz yamim meshichenu v'vdot mechake ketz Yeshuato meitim Yechayel Nerov chasto Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato meitim Yechayel Berov chasto Baruch Adei Ad Shem Tehilato. Good Shabbos, everyone. Shabbos. Did we close the loop on everything about that? Yeah, fine. So whatever you want to do. Whatever actually helps. My car fits
I'll make 24.
How many years has it been since I've eaten a turkey? People like them.
We still have some more stuff.
I haven't eaten food in a long time. One day, yes. I had something like 5 years ago. And before that,
every 20 game winning streak starts with
Well, I mean, I never did, even when I was 12 and 17, but even before that, shellfish.
something's more shellfish.
That's what he says.
All right, okay.
You know,
If I didn't, that would be my last. That would be one of my last. That would be one of my like. If I was
even more so than
I've heard people say that. It's easier not to have to fish. It's cheaper.
except kosher cheese.
I know.
I have to a lot of cheese. A lot of brands. Not imported cheese, but like cabbage.
I mean, everything's easier, like, it's funny, we were talking about Passover and like, Judy made cookies last night. I told her they're too good. They feel like you're eating, like,
In New York Times, zucchini chocolate cookies, but we can use so I use maybe she wants you.
I'm telling you, I said to her, like,
in place of them.
I feel like it's like too good.
Yeah, I'm just too.
No, not too good. I said that to her last night. Just a little too. I don't feel like I'm suffering.
Like the cake we take on Wednesday night, that was like, I took one bite of the cake and I was like, I'm on it. Not.
Those potatoes, those manifest.
Macaroons.
I make my own. Really? Yes.
We had,
And those who ate it thought it Mine tastes like.
Yeah.
I agree.
My grandfather made mozzarella with chocolate.
Well, and Tuesday mom liked it so much and went to try it. Sarah went on a grocery store and someone went to the grocery store today and she was like, "What it was called?" And I was like, "Yes, because it's the second day of Passover." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go." So we guys like, yeah. And she's like, "Oh," and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go on Monday. It might be open on Sunday." I don't know. Will any be open on Tuesday? Maybe. She's in a pretty Jewish area. Yeah, the whole I should tell Adam that would be so. She was like,
You know, you should, they're always back.
No, it's funny. I mean, the likelihood that Anna at 21 would be like taking a firm look after, like, it would be.
Oh, I always feel like it's exciting to see someone like on the other side of the road, whoever it is. Something.
I mean, I would tell her if she sees somebody who looks like him, she should say hi, because it is him, but she would not, she would not make it.
And Jack was also born, he didn't go to PJC tribute, just went by himself.
I remember when I was a kid, I ran into, when I was like in high school, I was on family trip with my parents, like, and I ran into like someone from my class, like from my high school, like math class. And it was cool, I was like, wow, I was like, what was this?
And Ellie did the questions like this. There were no order. Why? You know, it was like, why? Why in this night, lean? Why? And then she answered. Why do we dip twice?
I'm rolling the Torah, yeah. I'm also stalling a little because I think Felissa's probably cooking something right now, and then we'll get there and it'll be
too soon, as it were.
right. Although I mean, not that we could be there. Just
How they do?
we got to get that one fixed. There's a valve that looks like. I mean, it's an easy fix. It's a very easy fix, but oops, does have to get done. All right, this is.
Only knows that except it's holding. Something like you spin the other part.
What's that? It's not. I don't have to go that far, so it's not.
All the way down, but
Nobody happens to know our Torah reader is sick tomorrow, so
Oh, no.
thought I was gonna read it.
She was in the back room when we did the.
No one knows.
first
No one
night.
happens to know the Torah, the Pesach,
this up down there had
the Pesach one. It's Kitisa. It's after the
You knew
Golden.
Howard was gonna be here.
If you knew who was gonna be there,
Howard Myers senior.
he might know it. Yeah. He has not been around. I spoke to him about a month and a half ago. I don't know why.
I'm fine, everything's fine.
Yeah.
We're not gonna, she said, we're not putting up any animals, any of the puppets. She goes, only frogs.
Okay.
And even,
She wants frogs right now?
no. It is the friendliest,
Dina's
if you like that.
You picture them all like.
gonna.
Right, or if you picture them jumping, not like dying on top of your head. And then.
Yeah, Howard used to be. I mean, he used to be here all the time, right? I mean, not since I was here, actually, to be honest. But he,
That's interesting. He would come when he was landing, but not that much.
not that much apart from it.
But he'd land like once a month, so he was
Uh-huh.
here
Yeah.
reasonably often.
Yeah.
Should we pay Torah, cause I'm out of here.
Did you see the Hadad thing that's here?
Oh, let me take it out.
No,
Maybe we could do a learning class. That'd be nice to- Do you learn? Have you ever learned? I mean, I know you have for your bar mitzvah.
No, actually, for my bar mitzvah, I didn't learn it.
Oh, really?
I never really learned trope, I just memorized the, so I think.
Would you be interested in learning? Truthfully, I mean, would you be? Do you learn? Have you ever learned?
When I have time, when I really have time to practice, because I think learning is really hard. Learning Torah, I would first learn Haftorah. I could do Haftorah if I learned the trope without too much.
Right,
I mean, mediocrely, but you know, without the vowels, you really got to practice quite a bit.
You do have to practice.
Plus, you know, generally speaking.
Did you have to roll the other one?
No, we're all set.
Generally speaking, you have to, all the horses need to stay free in a way that Haftorah, it's like a nice thing to be, but it's not quite as, not quite as, desirable as
That's true.
otherwise, so it's.
Learning is very empowering. I think it, if you would, I think it's a really cool.
That's interesting.
I enjoy it.
I find it juicy. Have you learned ever since you were a kid, or do you think